So people, I'm making a Mocha Java, and how you do that is you mix Indonesian Java bean with one that's either from Ethiopia or Yemen. Yemeni coffee is extremely expensive, and I like Ethiopian stuff, and I've already done a nice Ethiopian light roast yesterday to keep the sourness, and now I'm doing a slightly like a medium roast, or maybe slightly more than medium, of the Java, so that I can mix the two together once I've got a nice roast going. So my machine is now, I've got it preheated at 230. I'm going to do this roast manually. With this machine I can do it, I can follow a recipe, but I've never done this one before. First time using these particular beans. I've measured 500 grams over here, so I'm going to stick the funnel in, and there we go. It says charge. You see my machine says charge, and the software that's connected to the USB says that I should charge it. And you'll see that little notice goes away once I put the beans in. Roasting has started. Give it a good shake, make sure there's no loose beans on there. Put the lid back on, and here it goes. You can see the roast is going there. And here it comes. Got the light on down there. Now I'm not going to make many adjustments. I'm going to go up to, I'm leaving it on P7, and I'm going to go to fan 3 actually. And when it gets to about 160, which is more or less where the yellowing maillard phase begins, I'm going to drop the temperature to P6. And then we'll see how that goes. So this is slowly incrementing over there. You can see that, but you can obviously see it on the main screen. Over here I've got my scale where I've measured this stuff. I've got a blow dry, which I'm going to try at some point, just to blow cold air to help the fan. 500 grams is not a lot. It cools quite quickly, but yesterday I did a kilogram, and it did take a while to cool down. You can see I've got a nice setup over here with the ventilation. Most people have this separate from, they have a gap over there, and they use a powered fan to sort of suck the air, but it mustn't suck it directly from here. That's why they leave a gap there. But mine's, this is not too windy outside over here, and I've got this plastic over there to stop the breeze coming inside here. So this works really well for me, and I've got a second hole for this black pipe to go out there through the plastic over there. So 122 degrees Celsius or centigrade, whichever you prefer, and that's all going fine. You can see the graph growing there, or you can see it on the other screen. And we'll see how this goes. I mean, it's an experiment. I've never roasted more than a medium light roast. I don't really go to medium or dark, and you know, I'm anxious of roasting it. I don't want to kind of turn my coffee into some horrible roasted, boring flavored thing. So we'll see how it goes. I think with the Ethiopian, I've actually got this Ethiopian over here. I'm not going to be able to tell anything from this, but I've got it in this container over here. This I roasted yesterday, and it's going to mix with that. So that was medium light City Plus roast. Oh, nice smell when it gets opened up. Yeah. Righty-ho. So it's 1:46, not too far away now. It's, the rate of rise is 17 degrees per minute. So it shouldn't be long, and we'll be at 160, and when I'll drop the temperature to P6. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to run out of steam. I mean, I'm going for a medium roast. I could probably have started on P8 rather than P7, because I want it to be warm enough for long enough. So I don't want to lose momentum, and that might happen. I've never roasted with this bean before, so I didn't want to overdo it, but it's possible that I'm going to underdo it by not, you know, having a high enough power setting right at the beginning. Okay, it's 160, so I'm going to drop it down to P6, and you can see the beans there are well, they actually have pretty much lost their greenness, so I'm going to choose yellowing phase now. I'm probably a little bit late on that. Yeah, you can see that there. And another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the fan up to P4 at 170 degrees. I like to keep as a lot of smoke, not a lot of smoke, but smoke starting to come out the exhaust over there. That's what happens, you know, when we're doing this drying phase. So I don't want to have a burn smell, so I'm going to just increase the fan a bit to, you know, make sure it doesn't have a sort of a smoky flavor. Yeah, it's coming down over there. I'm not so keen on the coming down so fast, but at the moment there's nothing much I can do about it. And it looks alright. Usually, when I do a smaller amount, I often do a heat dip, where you drop the temperature substantially just before first crack for about 30-40 seconds, and then raise it back up again. And that helps not have a crash and flip, as sometimes happens. You know, after the first crack, the temperature, often the rate of rise goes crashing down, then comes back up again, and that's not terribly good for getting well, that can cause a baked taste as well. So usually I wait until I get about 187, and I did for between like 187 and 192 or so, 193, and I'll do that, but I'm not going to do it now because I'm just going for something else here, and I'm not going to overcomplicate things. And it's the first time I've used this bean. Looking at the thing here, 189, 607, I could probably go down one click. I'm going to go down to P5, and I'll hold P5 for quite a while. Let that go for quite a while. If I want to, I can take out to turn this around here, and I can take a little sample. I heard an outline crack, by the way, and a lot of smoke coming out there. I heard I heard a crack coming through there, so I want to just open this here. I'm going to put my ear a little bit closer. I can usually hear cracks better if I've got my head right next to the machine. I sometimes open this a little bit so I can hear it really well, but I will get my head really close. Yeah, definitely first crack's happening now. So that's first crack. Definitely starting to happen. Yep, it's cracking away. So first crack happened at, let's make my image on here a little bit smaller. Can I? So I can make my image there smaller. I can move it somewhere else. Move it down to this corner over here. So first crack happened at 7 minutes and 5 seconds. Let's see the crash is starting to happen. You see it's coming down, all the way down there. So that's what you would avoid by doing a little heat dip. Usually about a minute, 40 seconds afterwards, I drop the temperature down. So I'm going to drop it down to P2 to avoid a massive flick. But I'm going to have to keep that for a while. I want to take it out, so it's probably at about 220. I don't know if we're going to reach 220, given that I've reduced my heat so much. But it might do. And I might actually put the fan up a little bit as well, because I don't want to get smoke, as I say. Maybe I'll wait a few minutes or so. Let's think about that. Well, maybe not. Maybe I'll put the fan up one more notch, just to get the. I don't want to get, you know, sort of smoky taste in there. And well, that's looking. I mean, usually I'd take it out around about now. That's my normal roast, and it would have come out already. But I'm continuing. The rate of rise is going up there. I don't like the look of that actually. It's probably going to be, that's a bit of a flick. Might just drop that down P1. Okay, that's all. It's getting to 220 now. And this is kind of 2 minutes, and the first crack's still happening. I want to at least get well past first crack, and I can still hear first crack happening. Still happening. I want to get past that. Yeah, it's still cracking. Maybe it's gone straight into second crack, I don't know. I'll probably take it out now. I've never gone this far and I'm getting anxious. So, go to the next phase. Hit that. Roasting's finished. Pull this out, stick it in there. I put my hand there to prevent it's still cracking, can you hear it? And the fans on it should take care of a lot of that. Look at my cardboard box that I use for fanning, and I'm going to fan this. There we go, just to add to the airflow. This roaster is cooling over there, it says, which is nice. Looking pretty nice. I mean, I almost never take it this dark, so this is unusual for me to see it like this. I usually use my knuckles over here to get there's like holes underneath there, and to get the chaff out. I usually just stir it quite a lot with my fingers just to get as much chaff out as possible. Close this thing over here. Give my fingers a smell. Yum, yum, yum. Smells delicious. And now it's kind of very lukewarm. I mean, it's actually getting quite a coolish. I could probably stop. I did drop a bean on the ground. Here it is. I'm going to just pick it up. I've lost it. I want to measure the how much I've lost temperature wise. So I'll push for the next phase, and it'll go to shutdown mode. The fan automatically stops. And I can take this out, and you can see the chaff that's been collected over there. So now I'll take the this thing over there and set 0 at there, and then pour it in. And that says 416, 417, and that was, that's lost quite a lot by comparison to what I usually get. So I'm going to go to last roast, And here it is here. And I'm going to go to Actions, Edit, and move me over there. And it says the green weight was exactly 500. And this was 417. And you can see it calculates 16% loss. That's by far the most I've ever had. So I'd say this is probably, I mean, I don't know, full city. And I'll just call this, I just call it by today's date. So it's 21 is the year, 11, 16. And this is Java. Save and close. And that's done for that. Now I've got my parameters all written in there. I've got my this is cooling down by itself, getting ready. The machine's cooling down, and you can see on the screen I've got 500 grams turned into 417. That's a 16.6% loss. The time of the roast was 9 minutes and 50 seconds. The outgoing temperature, well, it's actually not as yeah, it's two. So over here it says 225, which is by far the warmest I've ever had. Yep, so that's about it. We'll see how it goes. I mean, the curve looks alright. It's just it's a bit of a dip over there, but you know, I'm doing this to mix with something, and I think it's probably okay. So we'll see how that goes.